Alright, just getting the, you know, the announcement set up on X, and then we get to start the rambling. Woohoo. Just 1 second. Alright, post is set. I'm gonna want that one. Just put that right. I don't want that anymore. Alright, let's see how that goes. Actually, not never. Make sure that doesn't break anything. Quick. Sure does. Save me from your boring. I don't know that I can save you from a boring job. That's that is not within my power. But there we go. That should be good. No, this should be okay. Alright, those are both fixed. Alright, so god damn it. There. Now it's fixed. Wonder if there's a thing where I can do that without having to do it. Oh, there is a switch profile. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that later. Actually, you know what? I'll just do it right now. I wanted to go to that profile. And then we'll fix the other one when we're done. Okay. Alright. Now, Shit, did I put myself back? I did not put myself back. You know what? It doesn't really matter. I am always going to be like this. And I think my camera is not working. Hold on. I should have realized this sooner. But, I need a be right back screen. But, you know. I don't know. Maybe we'll just do it without myself today, since this is going to, oh god, nope, it's working. That's why I should have known it wasn't on the first time, because I got blinded by the light. Anyway. Hi, Matt, how you doing? How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. I hope everybody's having a lovely Friday. So far I am, but now we're going to go ahead and get into things since I've already rambled for a few seconds, and let me just get out of the way of that. We're going to cover the one thing that You're still sick? Oh, I'm sorry. Feel better soon. We're going to cover the thing that doesn't surprise me at all, and honestly, I wonder if I still have all those saved, because back when Dragon Age the Veilguard was coming out, Gator initially made some comments, and okay, I should probably backtrack a little bit. Let's start at the current beginning. So David Gator, who was a writer for Dragon Age, has made a comment that the series is dead following Veilguard's flop. Now, God, I hope so. Or, to be more specific, he said he doesn't think another one will come out of EA. And again, God, I hope so. Because what they did to Dragon Age breaks my heart. But, you know, so here's the thing. Back when Dragon Age the Veilguard originally came out, Gator made some comments. Damn, I wish I'd saved those. Maybe they're in my bookmarks bar. No, they're not. You guys don't need to see all my bookmarks anyway. I should do that on a separate tab. But yeah, so he made comments about how he didn't like the game. That's not exactly what he said. Honestly, I could probably go into the video I made and find them. And I should have thought to do that. But I suck at this. Archive everything? Do you know how much work that is? In many ways, I was hoping that my own videos would act as my archive. But you know what? Let me go look at my own video on my Abysmal Critic channel, which is where I do have videos if anybody wants to go see them. I haven't made one in a while, and I apologize. I'm thinking about cutting these down and editing them into videos, but I don't know about that either. Editing is literally the thing I don't like. I hate editing the most. So, I don't know. If anybody wants to, like, edit my videos for free until I start making money and then I can pay you, hit me up. You know what? I'd be cool with that if you wanted to like do a collaboration thing where we both work for free together, and then eventually when we actually make money, we share it. You know? Anyway, where was I? I was looking for my video. That was what I was doing while babbling. See, I told you this was a bunch of rambling. That was a while ago. Yeah, this is a lot easier than the commentary videos, because then, you know, recording the videos was fine. I hate making thumbnails. I hate thinking of titles, and I hate editing. I hate going through and removing all my stupid ums and uhs and getting rid of the spaces that I'm saying nothing, and it sucks. It sucks hard. I would love to, but I don't know how to edit videos and I don't care to learn. Well, thanks, Robust. I appreciate that you would do it if you had any knowledge in doing these things at all. That's the post-release. Apathy and Thetis, launch trailer. Did I say it in there? Rambling is your favorite content. Well, I'm good at rambling. I'm really good at that. Let's see here. Leaks, critiques, and the obvious. Let's see. I think it might have been in there. Nope, that was something else. Screw it. Anyway, I know what he said. I'll find it later maybe, and we'll talk about it another time. But I don't have forever, and we don't have forever, and God knows, God, people don't want to sit here and listen to me just say things in between. So, you know, he was not thrilled with the Veilguard, and he took that kind of back really fast. Now, he never said he liked the game necessarily, but he did backhandedly praise it in the way a dev who doesn't want to get totally blackballed from his industry does. And you see this a lot, where a dev will say something that sounds actually critical of something in the game industry, and then they'll backpedal really fast because all of a sudden the wrong people are agreeing with them. Because apparently, if the wrong people agree with your actual cogent criticism, that means you're wrong. Unfortunately, the world they have to live in, because they are industry captured and would like to keep working. It's kind of like Hollywood and their conservatives and blah, blah, blah. God forbid you actually say a bad game's a bad game, and Dragon Age the Veilguard is a bad game. If you want to come at me for not playing it, fuck you. Just going to say that right now, because I didn't play it, because I can see from a mile away it's shit. Dragon Age was never meant to look like fucking Fortnite. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to look like a dark fantasy game, and then you fucking lighten it up to the point it looks like a goddamn THQ Nordic game, and I hate their graphics too, so don't even get me started. You can have a great storyline with terrible, cartoony, fluffy looking graphics like goddamn Fortnite, and I still won't play it though, because I hate the way that looks. I absolutely hate that puffy, bright colored bullshit trash. If I wanted a neon fantasy world, that's what I would get. I would not go to fucking Dragon Age for fucking neon fantasy and people who are confused about what the fuck they are and have no idea about the actual lore of the world they're working in. Okay, sorry. I got a little emotional there. I apologize. Anyway. So yeah, he made those comments, backtracked them. Now he's back to, he thinks the series is dead following the flop. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't have another go given the chance. So let's go ahead and take a look at the article. I just wanted to not sear my retinas. I don't think that's that much to ask. If looking at your game makes the back of my eyes bleed because the colors are so fucking sharply bright that I think that they're trying to tell me something, like maybe the game itself has some kind of poisonous aspect to it, you know, the way nature does, the way they're constantly accusing blue-haired women of having, then maybe I'm not going to play it. Okay, more than maybe. I'm actually not going to play it. That's the way that goes. I'm genuinely not gonna play your bright ass piece of shit. I hate the neon colored fantasy world. Ugh. All right. So he has said he believes developer BioWare's beloved fantasy RPG series is likely dead. But if some twist of fate meant he ever had the opportunity to work on one, despite no longer being at BioWare, he'd be interested in taking a dark and dangerous direction and do it with things that will make people upset. Okay, I want to know which people he's talking about and how he's defining dark and dangerous, because that's the other thing. When Dragon Age, the Veilguard finally released, you know, everybody was upset about Tosh because their piece of story was trash. And you know, calling it woke and shit. And he's constantly going on about how Dragon Age was always woke from the beginning. And I'll be honest, Dragon Age did have some, you know, obvious tones of equality, a struggle against being, oppressed, especially when you look at the mages versus the Templars and stuff like that. But that's stuff that is normal in writing all the time. Now, when he says dark and dangerous, does he mean that he's just going to make it worse in regards to that? Or does he actually mean a genuinely dark storyline that doesn't focus on those things? Because those should not be the focus. So yeah, he believes it's unlikely the world would see another installment of the series, as it remains under BioWare's EA control. As he explained during his time at the studio when he left in 2016, which was in the middle of development for this. So I know they changed things an awful lot between when he originally was there and when he left the studio. A lot of the stuff was just re-overhauled, but the game itself had no chance. There was no chance ever really given for this game. Dragon Age hit, and then they pushed them immediately into Dragon Age 2. That game came out in a year after the first one. That is how fast they spun around on it, and it showed in the game. The game was not nearly as fleshed out. It was kind of clunky in some ways. It had its issues. It had plenty of issues. I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the story and the world, and I especially loved the one thing that they won't do in gaming now, and that's carrying things forward. Having that Dragon Age hub where your choices from the first game literally carried over into the next game, and you could see it in who was there, who wasn't there. Parts of the story literally changed based on what you did in the first game. That was an amazing way to build a continuity. It was like participating in your favorite novel, is what made that so fantastic. But because it takes so much work, they won't do it. The world today is just so afraid of doing something truly fantastic and difficult that they just straight up won't. And honestly, the fact that it carried into Game 3, and when they stated it wouldn't in Game 4, or they said it would minimally, that is part and parcel of what killed the Veilguard. I mean, so many things killed the Veilguard. So many things killed the Veilguard, but that is definitely one of those things. If a game developer out there, someone who has the time and money to do the kind of thing that I'm talking about, just look at the old Dragon Age games. And I don't, your game doesn't necessarily even have to be dark fantasy the same way it was. But if you can do that kind of thing, if you could, oh my God, I would love you forever. It just has to be a good story. It doesn't have to be the same type of story set in the same type of world. It just has to be good. That's all I ask. And then, I mean, obviously you have to survive long enough to create 3, 4, 5 games so that I can continue it all the way through and actually feel like I'm participating in developing a world in a way, a unique way that you just do not get to see anymore. I would be so happy. I promise you there would other people who would be happy, who would love it. They would participate. They would play the game. You just need a good story and workable mechanics and that's all you need. And then you can rake in the dollars. But I don't foresee it happening. It is a lot of work. It does take time. You have to have the servers. It was ambitious for the time it was in. Though I think it could be more easily done now. I don't know. Maybe save them locally and have ways to change it in the game. Well, I mean, there were ways to change it in the beginning of the first game. You could adjust that stuff, but it doesn't have to be stored on the internet. That would make it easier, right? You just have to pick your branching points. I'd help. Not that anybody's ever seen any of my writing, so we won't go there. I keep getting off point. Yeah. But yeah, he says we were always one breath away from the current project being shelved. The things that happened is that we kept releasing games that would sell much better than they thought, and it kept surprising them. Dragon Age: The Veilguard, of course, fell well short of EA's sales expectations for good reason, because it was a piece of shit. Something the company's top brass appeared to blame on the game's lack of live service features, which is hilarious, because nobody wants live service features in a Dragon Age game. We don't. Okay. Yeah, so then he goes on to say that he felt like that he'd told all the stories with mages and dragons that I have in me, and I could keep going, but if I keep working on this, it's going to become rote, and I think that would be a disservice to the team. Yeah, unfortunately the team, yeah. But to be fair, Mike Laidlaw also left before the Veilguard came out, so I should step aside to let fresher voices rise. I don't know if that was the right decision, but it felt right at the time. Depends on who you're making the right decision for. It was not the right decision for Dragon Age, because let's face it, the people they handed it off to didn't understand the game. They didn't understand anything about it, how it's supposed to work. Nothing. Come on. Every game, everyone wants live service in their games. Nobody actually wants live service in their games. Why is this not behaving right? It's very irritating. Oh well, it's just my end that it irritates. I should stop staring at it. But yeah. But he goes on to say, if out of some weird alignment of the stars, someone handed the Dragon Age franchise back to me and said, breathe life back into this baby, that'd be a tough one. But I think that that'd be an interesting thing to do, to go back to the basics of what made Dragon Age appeal to so many people in the first place, and to go somewhere dark and dangerous and do things that will make people upset. I think that's what I would want to do with it. Okay. That does sound like that would be actually hopeful, maybe, but at the same time, I don't see it happening, and I don't think it should at this stage. At this stage, I think it's time that somebody else just makes something dark, gritty, horror, fantasy related, as opposed to just trying to bring back Dragon Age, because a game series is only as good as its last installment. And that last installment was a massive piece of shit. It reeked from miles away. And there is no way that anybody should try to bring that back. If you have a dark story that you want to tell, Don't go and say, hey, we could stick the Dragon Age name on this and sell it like hotcakes. Go write your own story. Make up your own title. Because people don't want to see the title of something else pasted on somebody else's story. We've gone through this a number of times. You can't just stick your story in something else's body and expect it to have the life it was supposed to. There are so many great stories out there that are mislabeled that got hated because, I guess I shouldn't say so many, but there are a couple anyway. It's like the Last of Us TV show. The game itself, you know, people got pissed. The TV show, if you did the same thing but called it something new, people probably wouldn't be as mad. So what if it's based on the same thing and has a lot of the same concepts? You don't have to call it the same thing. Same things happen in stories all the time. But yeah, just there's one thing I can ramble about forever. It is Dragon Age. It's hugely depressing to me where that's gone and how it's turning out, and the fact that, you know, every time I think I've appropriately mourned the title and moved on in my heart, something like this will come up and say, no, that is still just a raw, gaping wound that makes you want to cry. Sometimes literally, but not generally. You know what? I know. I shouldn't be that emotional or upset about a video game. But what can you expect from me? I'm just a woman. I am going to get emotional sometimes. It's my right. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on because I'm depressed enough. So let's talk about something funny, or at least I find it funny. And maybe that's just me being a cold-hearted bitch. But hi, Dave. It's good to see you. Hello, Gecko. Geka? Oh, God. Now I've got to sit here and figure out how to say your name. Gaukaramon? Did I get that right? Let me know. In Hero, I didn't get to say hi to you earlier because I was in the middle of rambling. Or did I? I at least acknowledged, I at least said something to you, so. But yes. Hello, everybody. I'm done ranting for a second. I need a drink of water. Gao is fine? Okay. I just like to try to pronounce complicated names. See how close I am when I guess. Yay! I said it right. All right. I didn't leave one of that open for myself, did I? Oh no, I did. Right here. There, that'll make me feel better. Okay. Sorry, I had to check my notifications because otherwise I see the little notification thing over here and it makes me want to click there because I am obsessive about clearing my notifications. At least on Twitter. Let's not look at my email box. Oh, okay. So here we are with VGC News. Bethesda union workers have confirmed plans to protest next week. We need to show management that we need business, so they will probably take care of our coworkers and think twice before ever attempting something like this again. Oh my God. That's so funny. Oh, you like my background music? That is a piece from Adobe. So yeah, it's something I picked up off of yeah. So this is so funny. And of course, there's an article to go with it. So give me a second to pop that up. Yeah, Bethesda confirms Xbox layoffs protests. We won't quietly disappear. Yeah, you can make all the noise you want. You're still going to, I mean, why? You wouldn't just be grateful that you weren't one of the ones that got kicked out, that got fired, is kind of surprising to me. And yeah, I'm sure that there's probably some kind of severance or whatever that they get in regards to this. But dude, that's life. If your company isn't making enough money, you are just going to have to deal with it. I mean, it sucks. It's life. But you participated in a situation where your business failed. And yeah, it sucks that the people at the top aren't usually the ones who get to be part of the churn. But sometimes they are. That's part of why Asha is now the president. President? Right, I think so. Is now the president of Xbox Games. That's part of why they changed presidents, because obviously, the last guy, Spencer? I don't know. I suck at remembering certain things. So that's a guess. If I'm right, let me know. If I'm wrong, well, tell me the right one so I can forget it again later. But he got switched out. So it does happen. It just doesn't happen the same way. It's not usually, they don't usually get fired. They usually resign and move on to greener pastures or move on to a new big job opportunity or some bullshit like that, because they have this corporate bullshit that they put out about the whole needing to keep up appearances and shit. And on the other hand, firing 1,600 people or whatever. CEO. So I had the fact that she's the CEO right. I did not have I had the fact that she was president wrong. She's the CEO, but I did have the Spencer guy right. I just didn't remember his first name was Phil. So I'm calling that a win for me. And we're just going to ignore the fact that I said president instead of CEO. Moving on. So the protests is to follow 440 union member jobs. I'm sorry. You know what? No, I'm not sorry. Unions had their time and place. Unions still have their time and place. There are still places where a union can be a good thing. Where they're not a good thing is currently in the games industry. And the reason for that is because when someone proves that they can't do something, they should not be kept around just because there's a union protecting their ass. And that is everywhere. That is, I don't care what the job field is. If you can't do your job, then you shouldn't get to keep it. I don't know where that came into to be a surprise to anybody, or why people think, well, I have a job now, so I should get to keep my job forever. No, that's not how that works. It's never been how that works. And you have to actually work hard. Yeah, union busting is... I think that should be legal. Oh, I fucked things up. Hold on. Things are in the wrong spot. No, where'd they go? There it is. It's okay, I got it back. We're good. But yeah, when you decide to do all this, so you know, you are aware of the fact that the business you're in is trying to make things better. And instead of just being glad you got to keep your job, You're now going to go out and protest for the poor people who lost their job. In hopes of what? In hopes of the business that is concerned about staying afloat will just keep you guys forever? Why do these people never seem to understand that when a boss, that when a business is suffering, when a business is trying to keep afloat, to keep profitable, because despite what they say, profits are important. Profits aren't just something you take from people because you're selfish. Profits are what keep your businesses going. Profits are what allow you to pay workers, to pay taxes, to expand, to make new and better things. Obviously, they also pay your shareholders, but that's why shareholders hold. That's why shareholders invest, because they want to make some money, and if their money isn't making the money, then they take their money away, and then no one has a job, and then people have to find a new job, or then people starve. And no, you shouldn't just give people food, because then who's going to make the food? Because, all right, yes, I understand. They don't understand order of effects. They don't understand that these things are all intertwined, that they all kind of work together, that it is important that these things continue. It's an ecosystem, much like the planet. You know, if the lion didn't eat the gazelle, then the hyenas wouldn't have anything to eat, and they wouldn't take a shit where they take a shit, so the grass wouldn't grow, then there would be no grass for the elephants to eat, and so on and so forth, you know. Systems are hard, apparently. Systems are difficult for people to understand, where they all connect to each other, and how they actually work. You know, everything is some kind of system. There's something that keeps things going, and when you stop the thing, any one of the things that keep these things going, the system collapses. That's how that works. You know, if they all decided to quit and never work in game dev again, Bethesda would hire new game devs to keep going. But if everyone decided, no, we're never working for Bethesda again, Bethesda would shut down, because you took away part of the system. If Bethesda makes no money, they have nothing to pay the people, everybody gets fired, Bethesda shuts down. These are the same end result, but they come from different disruptions to the system. That's how that works. And so many of these people will take that word system, and try to turn it into a bad thing. Well, we shouldn't be part of a system. Everything is part of a system. But, okay. Yeah, these people do not understand what a system is, how their part works in it. And instead of being glad, well, I mean, yeah, no one's glad necessarily to be part of the lower part of the system. Nobody wants to be the worker ant. The worker ant does nothing but do the work. Now, the worker ant does get their own rewards from it, but you know, I get it. You'd much rather have the prestige of not having to be the worker ant. You wanted... Yeah. I'm glad you're having fun, Hero. So am I. Yeah, no one wants to be the worker ant. We all want to be somewhere higher up. Try to figure out, because... So there's a song that I really enjoy. It's 16 Tons. Who's it by? Let me double check, because it's an older song. Nope, not that one. Tennessee Ernie Ford. And so the song starts out, some people say men are made out of mud. some men are made out of muscle and blood, skin and bones, a mind that's weak, and a back that's strong. Now, this is going to sound awful, but unfortunately, reality is what it is. There are some people in this world whose main purpose in life is likely best directed towards doing hard work that they can understand. To have a path laid before them that's simple, that they can just go and do and then go home. Now, I don't agree with the idea of indentured servitude. So obviously there were some issues to be worked out there, but a lot of people are much happier if they have a consistent routine that's easy for them to understand and that they don't have to think a lot about. Not every person can handle that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with those people. They're not lesser people. They just have a role that they're meant to fill, and putting them outside of that role is harmful to them. And this goes across everything. I mean, it's not just about physical labor. There are people who are definitely more fit for physical labor. And then there are people who are more fit for filing and stuff like that. I personally enjoy putting numbers in their places and making systems that flow smoothly. And so my work tends to involve a lot of that, where I take this mess of numbers and I put them into something so that they form a good picture. I actually enjoy doing that for some insane reason. Maybe, who knows? I also enjoy building things in video games. I like putting things where they make sense and making a smooth transition. It makes my heart happy. It's part of why I would be perfectly fine being a homemaker, but all things. Liar. But yeah, some people just need to learn that, sometimes your job is to just do your job and to do it to the best of your ability. And honestly, that is one of the ways to happiness. It's if you're someone who is in a spot where you're not happy doing that, then you are probably best off finding a new position, a new spot, as opposed to trying to force that spot into being what you want it to be. The fear to move to other pastures, to try new things, to get locked in because you think you've invested too much in one of those processes is probably one of the things that hurts people the most right now. But yeah, I mean, and they think they're actually going to force Microsoft to place workers into open roles. What open roles? That's the problem. Microsoft is basically saying we don't have open roles. But yeah, I do hope the people who are worth it that got caught find new jobs. And I hope everybody else just goes and finds something else. I don't care about that much. We can talk about this one really quick. 51 Ubisoft employees laid off after Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced launched. Now, I have never played Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm sure some of you have and enjoyed it. The report says the team has been concerned for months because they had not been assigned new projects after finishing their work. Yeah. So what were they doing then? If they weren't assigned new projects, what do they do? Do they just go there and hang out? Huh. I don't know, but it's France, so possibly. Oh, no, sorry, this is Ubisoft Barcelona. So I don't know if Spain has the same union rules that France does. Very, very iffy on that. It's funny because I see so many people defending the re-release and saying, oh, it's fine. And then other people saying, good Lord, why the fuck did you do this to us? I've seen a number of pictures of redesigned NPCs that look awful. I'm not sure why you would do that to people. That seems cruel. Hey! Thanks for stopping by, Mr. CEO of ADHD. But that's you're right back to one of the reasons why, you know, there are so many games I love out there. After I finish Neo 3, which I might be getting to the end of, maybe 92 hours in. After that, I am going to go ahead and play Shadow Hearts on stream. And Shadow Hearts is possibly one of my absolutely favorite games. No, possibly. What am I saying? Shadow Hearts is one of my absolutely favorite games. Top 3. Easy. Top 3. Be Shadow Hearts, Dragon Age. Ooh. What would 3 be at this point? Because 3 used to be Legend of Dragoon. But top 5 now includes Expedition 33. So I have to decide what drops. Jesus. Shadow Hearts is a PS2 game, robust, that I mean, you know my love for existential horror. Existential horror combined with humor and a really good, unique battle system. That's basically, that's Shadow Hearts in a nutshell. It was also one of those games that does the little things I love, which is, and this wasn't a big thing back in the day. This didn't happen a lot back then. I mean, it's obvious now. It happens all the time now. But it was one of those games where you would equip something and it would change the appearance of your character. And that's just one of those little details that I loved back then. And yeah, I mean, other games did it too, but not... I guess you kind of had to live through it to realize what I mean. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those little detail things that I always loved. You should look it up, Robust. It's a great game. Like I said, I will start playing it after I finish... Well, it's a JRPG. But I will be playing that after I finish Neo 3. So... Oh, right. Ubisoft. That's what I was talking about. But yeah, this is why I'm against remakes, but I wouldn't want Shadow Hearts to be remade. I don't want a graphical update. I don't want ease of or life upgrade life. What the fuck are those things called where it's supposed to make your life better? But usually 9 times out of 10 makes the game worse because the things that are making your life better were actually removing what made the game part of what it was. I can't remember. Quality of life upgrades. That's the word. Okay. Quality of life upgrades. I don't want those. I don't want, if anybody was to ever touch this game, literally all I'd want them to do is make the character, is make it look nicer. That's it. I don't want them to touch any fucking thing else. I want the exact same game, and I want it to look better. That would be it. But knowing what I know, knowing where things are, I don't want them to do that. I want them to leave it the fuck alone. I want them to move on, and I want them to go fuck off. I want them to not touch anything from my past. Leave it alone. The only thing I want them to fund Wild Rose Studios and publish Penny Blood, which is supposed to be the spiritual successor to the Shadow Heart series. That's what I want. I don't want them to touch the games. Leave them the fuck alone. I want you to publish Penny Blood. That's what I want. But I'm not going to get what I want because that you can't have everything you want in life. So, yes, another example of why I don't think that remakes, re-releases, resyncs are a good idea, because they always go back and just fuck it all up. They fuck it all up. All right, we'll move on to. I've got a little bit of positive to talk about. I don't know anything about this, but let's go ahead and watch this. So give me a second to set this up the right way. Just studio mode that. Alright, so if I want to do this, then I want to do it like, pop that up, make myself smaller. Oh. Yeah, make myself smaller. And biggen. Oh, hold on, let's watch this from the beginning. And we'll watch this real quick, because this does look cool. Ooh, I like that hit. David Boreanaz? Ooh. No, not David Boreanaz. It is. It is. They say so. But it's supposedly still under development. Which is the point we were talking about. Oops, wrong button. Here we go. We're gonna look at the article that came with it, because I think it does look cool. This, it might be 8 years old. Wrong button. Can't hear what voice in the audio. Oh, you couldn't hear the video audio? Weird. Oh, that was the background music I was looking at. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. I'm gonna have to figure that one out later. I don't know. When I do it certain ways, it's like if I do it through X, it doesn't pick up the audio. But if I do it through YouTube, it works fine. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Size Games Project Awakenings, Lost Order, and Garnet Mages of Magicary. Okay, that's an interesting word. Are still in development. So apparently, so that was the Project Awakenings was announced in 2016, resurfaced as a PlayStation 4 title. Then a demo title, Project Awakening Rise, was rated in 2019 but never actually released. Resurfaced in 2021, showcasing the Crystalia game and the Systalia game engine. Now, I do like it when games make their own engines. That is usually a positive in my opinion. The fact that it's taken so long, you know, announced in 2016, still under work now, that could be part of the fact that they are developing their own engine. It could also be that it's not going to be very good. That's a 50-50 on that. I always get a little worried when games spend too long in development. That has a tendency to hurt the back end, but some games just take that long. And especially if you're creating your own game engine, that does take a long time. So apparently the last trailer was in 2018, so you're a little wrong about the 4-year-old. I find even attempting to make your own engine in this day and age a positive, because what's the other option? Unreal 5. And if you're putting the work in to make your own engine, at this stage, to be fair, Bethesda is using something that they baked out incorrectly. But, I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't know. But that's from that's from 2018. The fellow Wanatabe. If you're asking if it's exactly the same, apparently it's different. The overall direction remains largely the same, but as development has progressed, we've continued polishing it by adding new elements here and there with the thought of let's add something new like this. So I wonder if some of it's not getting buried under the whole... What is that called? I don't remember the word for it. Oh, feature creep. That's the word. Wonder if it's getting buried under feature creep. Which is possible. This is also deep in development. Oh, and is now Oh, wait. Which is also... Oh no, that's Lost Order. Different game. I don't really care about Lost Order. That Size Games itself says development... that unless it says development is stopped, the project remains under development, so everything's still under development. Okay, so not only are they... Interesting. So they have these games they haven't finished yet, and they're starting new games, but still, I thought that looked cool, so I wanted to shape it, or fix it. You're right, Robust, but at the same time, there's just something to be said about a custom game engine. And right now, in the current world we're in, if someone's undertaking making their own engine, I appreciate that. It means they have an idea that they're looking for and they don't want to have to break somebody else's stuff to make it work right, so it's more likely to work right. Alright, so we'll go here. I have a positive that I wanted to leave off on. Which is Valve once again continuing their winning ways. Valve is getting praise after helping a first-time indie developer instead of rejecting their game at the last minute. The developer accidentally uploaded a broken build that wouldn't launch just before the Steam Next Fest deadline. Instead of rejecting it, a Steam reviewer found the problem, fixed the game's configuration, and approved the build in time for the event. Other indie games also shared that Valve has done the same for their games. And this is why Valve is so popular. Because instead of doing the Nintendo thing where they just send everything back and you're fucked until the next time, they actually, you know, help people out. They do nice things. They push games out. Now, I'm not sure what this game is. It looks like, I don't know. What kind of game is this? Red Flag? What? You know what? There are times and places for Spaghetti Code Robust. Some of the best stuff are built on Spaghetti Code. As long as it's stable, that's what matters. Just don't take out that piece of spaghetti. I want to look this up and show this to you. So, Red Flag. So let's switch this up. No, I'm on the wrong thing. So where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. No, I said pause. Go back to the beginning. Full screen. Let's see if you guys get the sound this time. Let me know. Oh, it's still on the wrong thing. All right. So first, we fix this. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Myself tiny. And then we turn on the volume. Okay. Unmute. Interesting. Why is there no sound for this one? Hold on, I gotta go back into the back end again. Articles. Oh, that's why. Okay, we try this now. Cool. Now I don't even hear the sound. What the fuck? I just want it to work. Okay. We will now try again. Yeah, for some reason you don't get the sound. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out why that's not working. Figure out how to get that to work. That's annoying. Maybe it's on YouTube. Red Flag game. Nope, not on YouTube. Maybe if I put in video game? Video game? Nope. Nope. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. Yeah, the kinks will be smoothed out with time. I don't know why it's not working. It's worked before. Chat is selectively deaf. I mean, you are a bunch of men. Still not working. Okay. The fact they don't have a YouTube video is a red flag. Come to, the kinks will continue until... Okay. It's a little much there, robust. I will have to look this up so that I can have this fixed for next week. Because it is time to go ahead and wrap up. So yeah, it's great. You know, Valve once again steps in and actually helps people instead of fucking them over. That makes everybody happy. I will be playing 7 Days to Die tonight. You guys can stop by. Robust may be there too. And then I will be... I don't know if are we doing Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow, Robust? If you're up for that. We gotta check in with Star. That will be... What? 2 p.m. Eastern time. My Sunday show is being... Or my Sunday stream is being moved to 9 p.m. Or, well, 11 p.m. Eastern time. That will be more Neo 3. I will be back here on Monday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, to do this again. So keep in mind, stop by, like, comment, subscribe, all the things that do the things. You might not be, okay, well, just let me know, Robust. But yeah, you know, the things that help the stream and get it out there. Be sure to bring your friends and tell your friends about it. And I hit the wrong button because that's not the button I wanted. I wanted that button. You know, this will be a thing. So I'll see everybody. Yeah. See everybody. If not tomorrow or Sunday, I will see you Monday morning. My Monday morning, your Monday afternoon, depending on where you are. You know how, you know what I mean. Anyway, have a good day. Enjoy your Friday. Have a safe weekend if I don't see you. Take care of yourself. And I will catch y'all later. Bye.